Good morning. Please turn off all cell phones and electronic devices during our commencement ceremony. Thank you. Would the audience please rise for the academic procession, and please remain standing for the honor guard and the national anthem.
Okay, ready?
The students are being led by the Deans of Student Development, Dean Ed Roberts, Dr. Karen Roseberry, Dr. Clemmy Solomon, and Dr. Monica Brown. Followed by Campus Student Senate representatives who will be assisting on stage. Ms. Marie Diop, Mr. Daniel Moya, Ms. Jessica Guerrero, Mr. Aaron Andrees. The students from Workforce Development and Continuing Education. The students from the Germantown campus. The students from the Tacoma Park campus. the students from the Rockville campus. Ladies and gentlemen, Chief Marshal, Professor Robin Flannery. The Continuing Education faculty and staff, led by Professor Michael Coretta. The Germantown faculty and staff, led by Professor Jennifer Stovall Palm. The Tacoma Park Silver Spring faculty and staff, led by Professor Mary Kay Abbey. The Rockville faculty and staff, led by Professor Mary Harrell. The Montgomery College administrators and central staff, led by Dr. Vivian Lawyer. Ladies and gentlemen, the bearer of the mace, Professor John Scott, who is retiring after 40 years of service. Miss Dorothy Umans, Instructional Dean, Workforce Development and Continuing Education. Mr. Stephen Duggan, Workforce Development and Continuing Education, Apprenticeship Board of Trustees Scholar. Mr. George Payne, Vice President and Provost for Workforce Development and Continuing Education. Dr. Anthony Hawkins, Instructional Dean, Germantown Campus. Miss Janet Burke, Germantown Campus, Board of Trustees Scholar. Dr. Sanjay Rai, Vice President and Provost, Germantown Campus. Dr. Judy Ackerman, Vice President and Provost, Rockville Campus. Miss Whitley Dowling, Rockville Campus, Board of Trustees Scholar. Miss Carolyn Terry, Instructional Dean, Rockville Campus. Dr. Brad Stewart, Vice President and Provost, Tacoma Park, Silver Spring Campus. Miss Michelle Robinson, Tacoma Park, Silver Spring Campus, Board of Trustees Scholar. Dr. Stephen Kane, Instructional Dean, Tacoma Park, Silver Spring Campus. Mr. Donald Kruger, Alumni Association President. Mr. Marshall Moore, Senior Vice President for Administrative and Fiscal Services. Mr. J. Henry Montes, Honorary Degree recipient. Miss Roberta Schulman, Trustee. Mr. George Dang, Honorary Degree recipient. Miss Marcia Suggs Smith, Trustee. Miss Rebecca Wagner, Honorary Degree recipient. Miss Gloria Aparicio Blackwell, Trustee. Miss Christina C. Black, Student Trustee. Miss Paula Matuski, Interim Senior Vice President for Academic and Student Services. Dr. Michael Lynn, Chair, Board of Trustees. Dr. Wallace Lowe, University of Maryland President and our keynote speaker this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of Montgomery College, Dr. Darian P. Pollard. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the presentation of the colors by the Rockville City Honor Guard and our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the president of Montgomery College, Dr. Darian P. Pollard.
Congratulations, class of 2011. It is indeed wonderful to see so many bright and shining faces here and several supporters of the institution and elected officials. Would you please stand as I introduce you? The Honorable Jenny Forehand, Maryland Senate State Senator. The Honorable Phil Andrews, Montgomery County Council. The Honorable Mark Pershela, Rockville City Council. The Honorable Christopher Barclay, Montgomery County Board of Education. The Honorable Shirley Brandman, Montgomery County Board of Education. Ms. Anita Powell, Montgomery College Alumni Board of Governors. Ms. Teresa Wright, 2008 honorary degree recipient. Thank you for joining our celebration here today. This is an exhilarating day for all of our students, and it is for me as well. you will forever be my first class of graduates of Montgomery College. In my book, you have transformed into educational superheroes. You may not even know it yet, but you will use your newfound powers and knowledge. But I can assure you that the educational journey that you have completed will make an indelible mark on the world around you. Believe me, the Darian who stands before you today and who was sitting in those seats a few years ago was not unsure about what I would become or even the value of going to college. Indeed, when I was in my late teens, in the position of deciding my future, becoming a college president was not even on my radar. Even becoming a college student was barely on my radar. See, when I was 17, my best friend and I signed up to go to the Marines. Seriously. But I needed my father's consent because I was not 18 yet. And my father was proud, as a Vietnam War veteran, of my interest in serving our country, and he was fully supportive of that noble dream. But he also realized that his daughter, Darian, needed a little bit more time to mature and to take that time to decide what I wanted to do with my life. So my father asked me to give college a try just for 1 year until I was 18, and then I could make the choice myself. So I registered at Iowa State University, and as it turns out, I fell in love with college. And as you can see, I have never left. I turned that love of college into a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, and finally, a PhD in higher education. And I stand before you now as your college president. But here's the truth in this. A college education opened doors that you will never even knew were possible. I can't promise you that you won't have challenges down the road. And I can't promise you that you will not experience hardships. But I can promise you that the education that you have received at this institution will leave you well prepared. You have become more intelligent, responsible, well-rounded adults, or, as I said earlier, educational superheroes. Just look around you. Seriously, look at your colleagues around you. Look at your classmates. Every one of you has triumphed over odds to become a success story. Take Sue Mack. Sue, where you at? Wave your hand. I know I saw you earlier. Sue. Let me tell you about Sue. When she was 22 years old with 2 young children, she suffered a traumatic brain injury that caused her to lose all of her memories. Sue had to relearn how to read, write, and even care for her family all over again. Now, she is graduating with an associate's degree in music and will head to Smith College in Massachusetts this fall. But there's another. Take Seth Lessons, who had a rocky start in his educational journey. In fact, he stopped attending college for a few years. But Seth graduates today earning only a single B during his time at Montgomery College. He will also realize his dream by attending the Ivy League. He will be at Columbia University in the fall. Seth, I didn't have you wave your hand. Where are you at, Seth? There you go. All right. And then take Tiara Washington. With obstacles at home and a resulting lack of self-confidence, attending college was not guaranteed. But today, Tiara accomplishes what neither her parents nor her siblings have, a college degree. But it gets better. There's another one in her future. Tiara will transfer to Frostburg State University with eventual plans to pursue a master's degree in social work. Tiara, wave your hand. There you go. These are the stories of Montgomery College, your Montgomery College. And now, you now wear the badge of Montgomery College alumni. Armed with your education, you're ready to take on the world and live a rich and full life. But remember, with your superhero powers come great responsibility. An American intellectual once said, "We've forgotten that a rich life consists fundamentally of serving others, trying to leave the world a little better than when you found it, and that social justice is love made public." So I leave you with this thought. No matter how many ladders you climb, always remember the feeling of empowerment that you have in this very moment. Channel that feeling to make a difference. Give back, become a mentor, or lend an extra hand to someone who is in need. Advocate for a cause that means something to you. Being educated members of our society means that you now have the power to change not only your life, but also the lives of those around you. Embrace it, own it. Make us as proud of your future as we are of you in this very moment. Now, let's reflect on the past year by watching this inspirational video. And again, congratulations, class of 2011. So my mission, my vision for Montgomery College is a simple one, and a few of you all have heard it thus far. It is for Montgomery College to be the most relevant community college in the country by meeting the needs of our students and our community.
The Computer Gaming and Simulation Program at Montgomery College. Dan Rankin, producer, director.
Let's not suffer from a poverty of ambition. Let's be unafraid to shine. Let's not play small. Let's be phenomenal.
Susan is one of our 2 winners from the college this year. I'm proud to let you know that you are a winner this year. Congratulations.
I'm grateful. I can't thank the people who supported me enough, and it's a dream come true. Nice to be recognized for the work that matters so much to me, that I work so hard at.
wasn't for Montgomery College, I wouldn't be the man I am today.
If it wasn't for Montgomery College, I wouldn't be where I am today.
If it wasn't for Montgomery College, I probably would not have a college education.
If it wasn't for Montgomery College, I would have never known how much I could do.
We were certainly very busy this past year. Many thanks to some of my favorite people at the college MCTV for making that wonderful video. Would Dr. Lynn, Chair of our Board of Trustees, please come forward to present the Board of Trustees Scholars Awards.
Thank you, Dr. Pollard. These Scholar Awards recognize valedictorians from each of our campuses in workforce development and continuing education. Today's scholars will receive a board citation and a tuition scholarship. It's my honor to ask student trustee Chip Black to please come forward to present the workforce development and continuing education trustee apprenticeship scholar.
Would Mr. Stephen Duggan please come forward? Mr. Duggan is a fourth-year heating, ventilating, air conditioning, refrigeration student enrolled in the Air Conditioning Contractors of America National Capital Chapter Apprenticeship-Related Instructional Program. He is graduating with a 4.0 GPA. He is employed with Malik Mechanical Contractors, a division of Malik Plumbing and Heating Incorporated. Congratulations, Mr. Duggan.
Thank you, Ms. Seaplack, for that introduction. Wow, if I knew I was going to have to give a speech in front of this many people, I may have gotten a couple of C's. But that's not my style. I broke into the plumbing and mechanical trade back in 1999, not because I was following anybody's footsteps, nor did I really desire to. Like many of you, I just needed a job. But it didn't take me long to realize that I enjoyed my work. So I began to learn more. And after 4 years and some hard work and effort, I got my journeyman's license in plumbing and gas fitting. But that wasn't good enough. So I continued with my hard work and effort, and 2 years later, I got my master's license. And then my company, Malik, began doing a lot more mechanical projects. So I had new challenges to face, new information to learn. So I continued with the hard work and effort, and I progressed. But back in 2007, my boss, Ken Malik, asked me if I'd be interested in enrolling in the ACA apprenticeship program here at the college. Not being one to skip an opportunity for education, I took it. And now 4 years later, and I'll say it one more time, a lot of hard work and effort, I stand before you not only graduating, but receiving this award. Now, a lot of people helped me get to where I am today, and I'd like to take a minute to thank them. First being Dr. Pollard and the Board of Trustees for honoring me with this award, and Ken Malik for putting me through this program and footing the bill. ACA for offering the program, Pat and Warren Lupson for running the program, and Montgomery College for hosting it. I'd also like to thank all my instructors who passed on their knowledge. And there's probably a professor out there that may get upset about this, but I gotta say it. my fellow Malik students for keeping me awake in class on the occasional long, hard day of work. But I like to say they were successful all the time, but apparently there's pictures that they were not. I'd like to thank my father for instilling in me my values and my work ethic. And last but most importantly, my beautiful wife, Laura, and my kids who aren't here today for supporting me and putting up with my schedule over the last 4 years between work and school. Now, I look forward to continuing my education here at the college, maybe construction management. And now finally, I'll leave you with this. The 3 words I spoke of most were hard work and effort. Live by those 3 words and you will achieve success in life and whatever it is you choose to do. Thank you.
Would Trustee Blackwell please come forward to present the Germantown Campus Trustee Scholar Award?
Buenos dias and congratulations to all the graduates. Would Ms. Janet Burke please come forward? Ms. Burke is a General Studies major and a member of the Phi Theta Kappa and is graduating with a 4.0 grade point average. Upon graduation, she will attend Smith College to pursue a bachelor's degree in biological science and environmental studies. Congratulations.
Good morning and congratulations. In a way, today's ceremony marks the completion of our self-defense training. The best way to protect ourselves from misinformation and lies of all kinds is to get educated. Montgomery College courses have taught us to think critically about the information we encounter every day, an ability that will serve us throughout life. I cannot fully express my gratitude for the opportunities and inspiration that I have found at Montgomery College. I, like some of you perhaps, did not have the opportunity to attend college right after high school. But as a working, independent student, I found that I was not alone here, that there were countless other students who understood the challenges of going to work in the morning and studying every night, but were still determined. I found professors who were committed to raising their students intellectually and morally. Before I came to Montgomery College, I was certain that math and science were beyond my ability and that my intellect was contained within walls of can and cannot. But I worked to prove myself, and I found that those walls were imaginary, a discovery which has opened the world to me. I am going on to major in biology, knowing that there is no limit to what can be learned by a determined mind. Now, if someone had told me 3 years ago, when I stood in line waiting to register for my first classes at Montgomery College, anxious about whether I would be able to handle college-level courses, that I would be standing here today, I would have never believed them. If somebody told me 5 years ago, when I was a 19-year-old struggling through a seemingly unbreakable paycheck-to-paycheck cycle at a dead-end job, that I would be accepting admission to Smith College, I would have never believed them. And if 6 years ago, as I watched my home and family fall apart and wondered where I would live and if I would be able to survive in the real adult world, someone had told me that not only would I be able to survive, but to succeed and grow, I would have never believed them. But here I am, and I must say that I am grateful for the challenges and even for the uncertainty, because there is a strength that comes from those times of little hope that shows us what we are really made of. Without that knowledge, I might have gone through my whole life not knowing what I could really do. Today, celebrate all that you have accomplished. Reflect on the sacrifices that you have made and the doubts that you have overcome, and be proud. Understand that you are stronger today than when you came, and strive to continue proving and improving yourself. Keep up this momentum, keep learning, and remember, human creativity and the desire to grow are resources unlike any other, endlessly abundant and infinitely renewable. Use them. Thank you.
Would Trustee Smith please come forward to present the Rockville Campus Trustee Scholar?
Good morning and congratulations. Would Ms. Whitley Dowling please come forward? There you are. Ms. Dowling is an art major and a member of Phi Theta Kappa and is graduating with a 4.0 grade point average. Ms. Dowling plans to launch, oh, there's light. You did it. Ms. Dowling plans to launch an online store to sell original artwork. Congratulations, Ms. Dowling.
First, I want to thank my parents and my husband for all of your love and support. I couldn't have gotten here without you guys. And also my professors for providing an unparalleled learning experience. I started at Montgomery College in fall 2008. That seems so long ago now that I'm graduating, but the reason I mention it is because the impact on my life of being a graduate of Montgomery College doesn't start today when I get my degree. It started back in 2008. After dropping out of an unaccredited Christian college, I came to the land of endless possibilities, a slogan I considered to be a broad overstatement when I started out. But at the end of these 2.5 years, I stand quite corrected. Montgomery College has shaped me into a more responsible, punctual, knowledgeable, more well-rounded member of society, and has improved my work ethic and social skills. I never would have imagined those as possibilities, but a 12-credit-hour schedule can really teach you to keep your nose to the grindstone. It wasn't just the volume of class/homework either. My professors pushed me to be the best that I could be, which helped me develop more as an individual. As a studio art major, the experience that I gained from balancing 5 to 6 projects while working 2 jobs was invaluable in developing time management skills, something that has noticeably improved my work ethic. Psychology gave me insight to the way that the human brain works, which improved my social skills and ability to communicate through my artwork as well. Yoga and Intro to Nutrition developed an awareness of health and wellness that have permanently impacted my diet and exercise routine. I should say started my exercise routine, but that's the kind of stuff I never would have expected from Montgomery College. Another possibility I didn't see coming was meeting my husband here in a Japanese class. I put my iron pumping time management skills to the test and did all of the wedding stuff while working 2 jobs and taking classes. The whole time, my mentality was I was able to manage X amount of projects last semester, so this will be a challenge, but I can do it. So I mean, Montgomery College even boosted my self-confidence. Of all the great things that I've gotten out of my time here, I value most that Montgomery College has equipped me with the skills I need to pursue a career doing what I love. Steve Jobs once said, "You've got to find what you love," and that is as true for work as it is for your lovers. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work, and the only way to do great work is to love what you do. For me, it's a paint on canvas. Perhaps for you, it's a pen on paper, a patient on a table, or a line of code in a computer program. Whatever it is essential to find what you love. So how will being a graduate of Montgomery College impact my life? The degree itself opens doors. I'm more eligible for employment, and I'm halfway to a bachelor's. But I'm also walking away as a better individual, a changed life. The knowledge and experiences I've gained are like a stretched and primed canvas for me to paint my future on, and I have a feeling that the end result will be quite a masterpiece.
Will Trustee Schulman please come to the podium?
Good morning. Would Michelle Robinson please come forward? Ms. Robinson is a general studies major and a member of Phi Theta Kappa and is graduating with a 4.0 grade point average. She plans to attend Pace University, where she will major in sociology. Congratulations, Ms. Robinson.
Thank you, Ms. Schulman, for that introduction, and I'd like to thank the entire Board of Trustees for this honor. Wow, there's so many people in here. I never thought that I would be standing here today. I never even dreamt of it, not once. I say this because my family and I endured a period of homelessness for a while, and I found that it robbed me of my confidence. I felt that I'd accomplished nothing of merit and that I never would. I struggled throughout high school, and to this day, I don't know how I graduated. But since I came to MC, I noticed a difference. I noticed that I began to achieve everything that I said I couldn't. From the faculty and students, everything changed for me. I gained something that I felt I never had. Professor Juan, Professor Abel, if you're out there, I wanted to let you know that although you attempted to boost my confidence in class, you embarrassed me a lot. The sentiment was appreciated, but and my excuse me. Professor Jean Julian, if you're out there, I wanted to let you know that I don't think I'd be standing here had it not been for you. You kept me calm and collected when I wanted to leave MC without a direction. You preached to me the benefits of staying here to earn this degree that I'm about to receive. I'm so appreciative for what you've done to me. I truly am, and I sincerely say that. To my family, you're my backbone, you're my everything, and I don't think I'd be standing here right now if it hadn't been for you. The students that I've had the opportunity to meet, you're so great. You've given me my confidence back, and it's just wonderful to know that I've met so many great people. Thank you. I hope that wherever it is that we go after here, after we leave this big tent and all, that we realize how important it is to have a support system behind you, to push you, to realize your potential, to make you do your best every time. My experience at MC has taught me just how important it is to have people behind you. This college experience has given me so much more than just my education. It's given me my confidence back and helped me to see myself as a successful individual that I am. Thank you.
Congratulations to each of the Board of Trustees scholars for sharing your inspirational stories with us. I'm very grateful for that. It is a tradition at colleges and universities to award honorary degrees to individuals who have risen to the position of eminence, have acquired a national or international reputation in a selected field, hold a distinguished record of public or community service, or have made notable donation of time, talent, or gift to Montgomery College. Today, we honor 4 individuals who have had outstanding achievements in service to their community and to the college. I now ask Dr. Lynn to join me at the podium.
I would like to call forward this year's honorary degree recipients. Trustee Smith, please bring forward Mr. George Dang. He's a prominent entrepreneur and community leader who works for the advancement of education. Trustee Shulman, please bring forward Mr. J. Henry Montes. He's an accomplished leader in public health and whose volunteer service has enhanced the quality of life in our community, especially for our youth. Trustee Blackwell, please bring forward Ms. Rebecca Wagner. She's an outstanding leader who has empowered those in need to overcome poverty and change their lives. Dr. Pollard, please bring forward Dr. Wallace Lowe, who we recognize today for his outstanding contribution to higher education.
Dr. Lynn, by the power vested to me by the Board of Trustees in the state of Maryland, I confer this honorary degrees, Associate of Arts degrees in public service to Mr. George Dang, Mr. J. Henry Montes, Ms. Rebecca Wagner, and Dr. Wallace Lowe, who, with diligence and honor, have served Montgomery College and the community and the great state of Maryland.
On behalf of the Board of Trustees, the President, the faculty, and the staff of Montgomery College, it is with gratitude and privilege I award these degrees with all the rights and privilege of obtaining thereunto. Congratulations. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you so very much. I'm pleased to introduce Dr. Waller Locke, the new president of the University of Maryland, who began his term on November the 1st. Most recently, he served as the executive vice president and provost of the University of Iowa. With his experience as a senior university executive, lawyer, and public servant, Dr. Lowe brings unique perspective on higher education to his new position. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Lowe as our commencement speaker.
Thank you, Dr. Lind, for your introduction. And I am honored and proud to be a member of the class of 2011 of Montgomery College. You know, Dr. Pollard and I share a common background. We were both educated in a field of dreams called Iowa. And so we were transported from the middle of a cornfield to here, one of the most dynamic places in the country. And she is one of the most inspired, most energetic, and most high-profile leaders in higher education. You are very fortunate to have her as president. To the members of the Board of Trustees, the faculty and staff, honored guests, and of course, the graduates of the class of 2011, my fellow classmates, and to your families, parents, children, relatives, other relatives, and loved ones. It is a great privilege for me to be here and give the commencement address. Last night, I talked to a friend of mine, an Irish priest, and I said, I'm going to deliver the commencement address at Montgomery College. And he said, well, just remember, a commencement speaker is like the body at an old-fashioned Irish wake. They need you to have a party, but nobody expects you to say very much. President Pollard is a first-year president. I, too, am a first-year president. So I'm sure you're probably curious to know what's it like to be a brand new president. Well, let me share with you what I've learned in my 7 months in office. At first, I thought that being the president of a school with 37,000 students, 9,000 faculty and staff, a budget of $1.7 billion, you know, that'd be like being the CEO of a major corporation. Well, let me tell you, that's far from the truth. What I've discovered is that it's more like being the director of a cemetery. There are lots of people under me, but nobody listens. But today I have a captive audience. And we're here to celebrate the successful completion of the studies of the class of 2011. So let me briefly mention what these degrees mean, including this new honorary degree that I got. Now, the students probably know about this, so this is perhaps primarily for the parents and friends who are here. When you're in high school and you think you know everything that there is to know, there's nothing more you need to learn, that is when they give you a high school diploma. And then you come to a community college or four-year institution, you go to post-secondary education, and it dawns upon you. It dawns upon you that there is so much you do not know, and there's so much more that you need to learn. When that realization dawns, that is when you earn a college diploma. However, if you continue to stay on in school, and it dawns upon you not only that you know very little, but that your faculty members know very little too, that is when a university awards you the PhD. After all, what is education but the progressive discovery of our own ignorance? As the poet Yeats said, education is not the filling of a pail, it is the lighting of a flame. It's the lighting of a passion for learning that will last you a lifetime. Because what is important is not what the teacher pours into the student, but what the teacher inspires the student to do for the rest of his or her life. I want you to remember one figure, 1 in 1,000. Only 1 in 1,000 persons on this planet has the opportunity of having a college degree. And therefore, some measure of your education, of the knowledge and skills you have acquired, you may want to consider to give back to the community that supported you. It may be old-fashioned, but I believe that at the end of the day, it is not only what you know, but who you become as a result of your knowledge. It is not only the skills that you have acquired that counts. What counts are the values and the content of your character. That is the ultimate purpose of education. And to the faculty, I would say this, and I am an educator. Education is a calling. It's not a job. I was on the plane the other day, and a business person sitting next to me said to me, well, so what line of work are you in? And just spontaneously I said, I'm in the immortality business. I'm in the business of taking the knowledge and the wisdom of the ages, preserving it, expanding it, and transmitting it to the next generation to transform their lives. And by transforming their lives, they will transform the lives of their children. We as teachers affect eternity. We are in the business of immortality. And I know you have great teachers here. Let me just share with you who I think are the 3 greatest teachers in history, in my view. Socrates, Jesus, and Hillel. Socrates, as you know, was this Greek philosopher who wandered around making a nuisance of himself, asking all sorts of questions and never giving any answers. And Jesus, he never really gave sermons. He told parables, he told stories, and he expected the listeners to draw their own conclusions from those stories. And Rabbi Hillel will engage his students in deep conversations about the Torah, and at the end of those conversations, he would say, now go do as the Torah commands, but he would never say what the Torah commanded. He expected the students to draw their own conclusions. So what do these three teachers have in common? Great teachers do not teach. Great teachers help students learn. Great teachers inspire students to teach themselves. I was standing outside watching you come in, and I was amazed. I looked at you, and I said to myself, I see the future of America. I see the future of our country. And I saw that future a few years ago when I was watching television, the opening ceremony of the Olympic Games in Beijing. They announced the Chinese team. They march in. They all look like Chinese. Then they announced the team from Nigeria, and they all look like Africans. And then they announced the team from Russia, and they all look like Slavs. And then they announced the team from the United States, and they look like the world. Fifteen percent of our American athletes were born abroad. And the point I want to make today is that demographic change is remaking the future of this country. When I first came to this country, I was 15 years old. I was born in China, and at the age of 1, my family relocated to South America. And because there were few opportunities there, they said to me, you have to go to America. So I came at the age of 15, not knowing any English, never been here, with $300 in my pocket, the life savings of my parents. But I came inspired as generations of immigrants before me and after me are inspired by the American dream. That this is the land of opportunity, that by hard work, scrappy determination, you can realize your dreams. So I ended up in a tiny little town in Iowa with 400 students. Never heard of it, had no idea where Iowa was. And the first 2 years were hard. I barely survived the first 2 years. 1.9 GPA. When I listened to the students here with a 4 but I persevered. And I was mentored, I was supported. Faculty members helped me. They got me jobs washing pots and pans in the college cafeteria, which enabled me to have 1 meal a day. They found me jobs shoveling snow in the winter, washing cars in the summer. But those 4 years, 5 years actually, transformed my life and set me on the journey to where I am today. I tell you this story not because this story, it's not because this personal story is of any larger consequence other than this. It is the story of the promise of this country and the importance of education. It is the story for every young person today who says, if he can do it, so can I. It is the story of this country's broadening of the boundaries of inclusiveness. It is the story of this country's formation of a more perfect union that allows an Asian Hispanic American to stand before you today as the president of the University of Maryland. It is the story of the American dream. And I know nobody achieves his or her dreams solely by dint of his or her own efforts and hard work. I got to where I got because trailblazers from an earlier generation paved the way for me, and I'm grateful for what they have done. So when I first came to Iowa in the early 60s, 1 out of 10 persons in this country was a person of color. By the year 2040, or today, it is 1 out of 4, 25%. By 2040, it'll be 1 in 2. By 2040, there will be no minorities in this country because we will all be minorities. Just look at Montgomery College. So as I saw you walking in, I said, I see the face of America. Approximately 1/3 are whites, 1/3 of African Americans, 1/3 are Latinos and Asians and multiracial students. I know that 1/3 are from international students from 174 different countries. And that demographic profile is changing the country, because once upon a time, America was a microcosm of Europe, and we are now becoming a microcosm of the world. America is becoming the first nation in history to be a nation of nations, a universal nation. There have been multicultural, multi-ethnic nations in the past. The Roman Empire, the former Soviet Union. But remember, those were nations that were forged by conquest and maintained by military occupation. The United States is the only country that's multicultural, with the exception of Africans who came to this country not of their own free will. But except for that, it is a country forged by voluntary immigration. And the notion of a universal nation tolls the bell for manifest destiny. Other countries, China, Japan, Western Europe, have stagnant populations. People today worry whether America is declining. And I say, you need not worry, because we are an immigrant nation. We bring in people from all over the world, their energies, their talents, their passions, and they revitalize this country. This is what allows us to compete in the 21st century. And you know, it is happening faster than we can imagine if you just look at the faces of the kids in the playgrounds and the classrooms of public schools. According to the 2010 census, you will see that before the end of this decade, about half of all the students in public schools, in K-12 education, will be minorities. And among Hispanic students, the fastest growing group in this nation, nearly 50% do not graduate from high school. Education is the great equalizer of conditions in a democracy. That's what Thomas Jefferson taught us. It is the principal passport to social and economic opportunity, and the golden doors of opportunity cannot remain closed for the next generation. I want you to know that President Pollard and I will work together, and we will do everything possible to facilitate the transfer of students to the University of Maryland. Now, I know there are many, many fine colleges for your institutions, many talented students. We have a very significant number of transfer students at College Park, and of course also at Shady Grove. But I'm very proud of the fact that 50% of all transfer students at the University of Maryland College Park are from Montgomery College. And I am one of you today. But let me just very briefly touch upon a challenge. In the second half of the 20th century, when I grew up in this country, the big challenge of our nation was how to become more diverse. But the challenge for you in the first half of the 21st century is not how to become more diverse. We are already diverse. It is how to unify this country. In an increasingly multicultural, multi-ethnic global world, we need a vision of America where every person's background and personal story matters, where people can be proud of their heritage and their background, but they feel part of a larger community. We need a vision of America where difference is respected and valued, but where there is also a common culture that brings us together. In 2004, I heard, I'm sure many of you heard too, a new young United States Senator at the 2004 Democratic National Convention who said, there is not a black America and a white America and a Latino America and a nation America. There is only the United States of America. That United States Senator is our President, Barack Obama. And President Obama was simply echoing the sentiments of the Reverend Martin Luther King on that sultry August day in 1963. And I remember there standing in the shadows of the Washington Monument, where Dr. King, in thunderclap eloquence, told about his dream. I have a dream, he said, that someday my children will be judged not by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. He was articulating a vision. He was articulating a vision of America that transcends race and transcends ethnicity. Now, we are realists. We know that we have not reached the promised land where the lion will lay down with the lamb, a day when race and ethnicity will no longer be obstacles. But that is the vision, a vision where we embrace our cultural and ethnic heritage, but race becomes irrelevant for purposes of education and employment and rights. So whatever your politics, no matter who you voted for, it's inspiring to think what we might accomplish as a nation if we realize the vision someday, maybe not in my lifetime, but someday, a vision of a post-racial America. When we think of ourselves not as hyphenated Americans, African Americans, Asian Americans, Latino Americans, but simply as Americans. And therefore realize the vision of the founding fathers, which is imprinted on our coins in Latin, e pluribus unum, one formed from many. We are a diverse people, but we're bound together by common values and common ideals. Other nations, and we know that we have many people from other nations here, other nations are bonded by a common religion, by land, by race, by language. But being an American is a state of mind. It's a matter of the heart. It's a matter of values. We are of many backgrounds and cultures and viewpoints and beliefs, but ultimately we are one. What holds us together is a commitment to certain core values that define our national character. These values transcend race, they transcend gender, they transcend sexual orientation, they transcend social class, and they transcend the politics of blue or red. These values are enshrined in the Constitution, not because they are legal rights, but they are fundamental human rights, the shared heritage of humankind, of human dignity, equal treatment, fair process. Those are the moral glue that holds our society together. My generation, I hope, contributed to the diversification of America. It is your job in the 21st century to contribute to bringing America together. Let me just conclude as you go forward with a final observation. It is this. It is, you are the future. In you, we see what America will become. And my parting words is a paraphrase of the wisdom of Mark Twain. Always learn as if your grades do not count. Always work as if you do not need the money. Always dance as if nobody's watching. Always fall in love as if you have never been hurt. And always live as if this is heaven on earth. God bless you and Godspeed.
Thank you, Dr. Lowe, for your remarks, for your inspiration, for your challenge toward the future, and also for reminding us each and every day that we too sing America. Each of us in this space and place are a part of the American dream, so thank you so much for that. Now, to sheer curiosity, I'd be interested to know how many of our graduates who are here today will be attending the University of Maryland at College Park. I feel confident that you will be in good hands. Thank you so much. It is my pleasure that I introduce to you one of our talented students, Mr. Ryan Burke from the college's Department of Speech, Dance, Theater, who will sing You Raise Me Up.
When troubles come and my heart burden be, then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and want to say congratulations to all the graduates. While this little break here.
Wasn't Ryan fantastic? Let's give him another round. Ryan, I'm sure we'll all be hearing about your success in the future. Thank you. Good morning, I'm Paula Matusky, and I have the pleasure of serving Montgomery College as the Interim Senior Vice President for Academic and Student Services. Dr. Pollard, President of the college, will confer the degrees and certificates, and Dr. Lynn, Chair of the Board of Trustees, will award these recognitions on behalf of the Board of Trustees of Montgomery College. Dr. Pollard, I am pleased to present to you the graduates of the class of 2011. Graduates, please rise.
Dr. Lynn, on behalf of the college and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and the state of Maryland, I confer the degree of Associate of Arts, Associate of Applied Science, Associate of Science, or certificate as appropriate on these persons of the class of 2011 who have, with diligence and honor, fulfilled the requirements for the degree or certificates being awarded with all rights and privileges appertaining thereunto.
By the authority vested in college, by the state of Maryland, I herewith award the associate's degree or certificate as appropriate with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereunto. Please be seated.
Will the members of the Workforce Development and Continuing Education class of 2011 please come forward to receive your awards?
Stephen Michael Duggan with honors. Michael Aponza. Juan Manuel Barrancos. Vincent Brown with honors. Thomas L. Carter. Paul James Cook with honors. Jeremy David Dempsey with honors. Jerry Rashad Dix. Anthony Dorsey with honors. Matthew David Einstein with honors. Got it. Donald P. Grabnick Nagar with honors. James B. Hawkins. Patrick Taylor Gordon with honors. Kenneth Wayne Howes with honors. Jeff A. Weir with honors. Dale Allen Lohman with honors. Kevin Rowe. Seraphin Ferrafino. Min Tik Mach. Jose Smellin Rodriguez. Robert Sean Sullivan. Adrian Javon Thornton. Frederick Zachary Zupka. That helps. James Boxall. Hector Cruz Lazama. Lincoln Johnson.
Germantown class of 2011, please come forward and receive your diplomas. Board of Trustees Scholar Janet E. Burke with honors. Alimatu B. Sangari Samari. Faiza Adim, honors. Vicentia Ove. Cynthia K. Ajamian with honors. Stephen Theodore Ajamian with honors. Jonathan Romeo A. Antonio with honors. Maria Antonio. Gabby Andrea Aracibia with honors. Armando J. Arazola. Arlie Aguilar. Valerie Ruth Austin with honors. Christina Lee Bailey with honors. Joanne Bamble. Lisa Michelle Banks. Vera Janine Bearfield with honors. Conrad Beedling with honors. Susel Barakal. Abina Boteg with honors. Aisha Natasha Bowens with honors. Alexa Nicole Brown. Anna K. Brown. Yvonne Brown Herbert. Amanda Jean Brunk.
Baby.
Tammy Louise Butts. Carolina Alves Camargo with honors. Fu Din Cao with honors. Joseph M. Carter. Sylvia Michelle Carvalhos. Brandon Chambers. Lyris Yanil Charles. Shahala Cheragani with honors. Adrash John Taragi. Amy Kristen. Fati Fiorella Clay. Carlos Cortez with honors. Paula Viana Zito. Johanna Cruz. Luisa Hoxkin Dacas. Jasmine Catherine Dennis. Papa Diate. Demi Diaz with honors. Amelie Cristel Demongo Menegay. Berto Duarte. Mapi Olga Elodi with honors. Ibrahim Adam Elradi. Zachary Daniel Etheridge. Malika Ezraou.
Hey, great speech, great speech.
Elizabeth Fitzgerald with honors. Taylor Gerber with honors. Sadiga Gizabi. Winston Gomez. Fatima Garandos. Barbara Grandes. Rosa Hansen. Eliana Herrera. Ronnie Hosine with honors. Yusuf Hussein with honors. Latoya Candace Isaacs with honors. Alyssa Caitlin Jaffe. Patricia Julia Jimenez. Shahina Khan with honors. Colleen King. Courtney Kinnear with honors. Kristen Klarner. Matthew Thomas Kuntz with honors. Lynn Lee. Chi-Kong Tron Lee with honors. Yacey Liel. Kristen Kwan Lee with honors. Seth Lessons with honors. Frankie Lee. Nicole Link. Pamela Lyles. Christina Gonzalez McLang. John Malib with honors. Umar Masroor. Notasia McKenzie. Parsa Medhi. Karen Murmur. Allison Money with honors. Edwin O. Morales Garcia. Emma Morris with honors.
Thank you very much.
Nicola Mashawar. Alex Nelson. Christelle Gachu with honors. Mentien Nguyen. Mariella Grace Knumi. Perpetua Iruma Nwakwo. Scott D. Owens. Calvin Tiengwe Padu. Kalani Payasrong with honors. Vijaya Lakshmi Parasa with honors. Andrea Parodi. Juliana Para. Ni Pham with honors. Angela Powell with honors. Vita Price. Adriana Pulido. Amy Quiros. Nelson Jose Quispy. Elsa Bennett Reed with honors. Kevin Michael Riley. Haliaka Michelle Riceley. Deborah Rittenauer with honors. Evelyn Rivera. Jonathan E. Rivera. Tanya Yvette Robinson. Manuel Rodriguez. Caitlin Michelle Ruling with honors. Hatif Saab with honors. Rosa Salazar. Mark Anthony Salita. Arthur Mackenzie Schwab. Masa G. Se. Shiva Shaf. Dante Lawrence Slaughter. Amanda Lynn Sledge. Erica Snow with honors. Hazel Solis with honors. Christina Stevens. Bonnie Sue Stoltz. Andre Tan. Giselle Tenio. Luis Adrian Titua. Lisa Stella Tonley Mefongdong. Paul Torres. Alicia Totsky Ritchie. Dan Tron with honors. Karen Turner with honors. Robert Utley. Gabriela Vallejos. Melissa Sue Van Haren. Alejandro Van Ort. James Vargas. Jonathan Vinson. Philomena Walsh with honors. Holly Melissa Warren Parsons. Monet White. Jawan Demaine Williams. Susan Wu with honors. Carolina Zuniga with honors.
Would the members of the graduating class of 2011 from the Tacoma Park Silver Spring campus please come through and get your diplomas?
Michelle Robinson with honors. Abraham Adane. Bethlehem Admasi with honors. Kidest Adnu with honors. Edu Afanyik Kasu Bagba. Alice Agehunde. Emmanuel Agimang with honors. Muhammad Al-Rafai with honors. Mahalet Moges Alemnau. Jennifer Antelo Martinique with honors. Ivy Esther Asamoah with honors. Berhanu Asfau with honors. Dagmawit Agyalu with honors. Frank Atuahene. Edim Ayi Ayikowe. Victoria Jan Bacalzo with honors. Abubakar Ba with honors. Mamadou Balde. Kasahun Bekele. Baruch Beru. Jordanos Belu. Zoe Elise Blackburn with honors. Ginny Bonilla. Zuluath Burami with honors. Gail Denise Brown. Layla Butler. Ferdy Calderon. Janine Maria Cannon. Sebastian Eduardo Carrias with honors. Alma Karin. Reginald Cesar. Belay Kabede Chala with honors. Imelda Mati Che. Nelum Edna Che. Fanta Kise. Nefertiti Clement. Cynthia Collier with honors. Robin Conboy with honors. Noel Cotton Rowland with honors. Gregory James Daly with honors. Amina Dembele with honors. Joel Demne. Sion Dereche. Maria Diaz Delgado. Jake Dinser. Sandrine Chomdom. Pamela J. Dorsey with honors. Jeanette Ejang with honors. Arega Iniye. William Estrada. Reginald Eugene. John Ray Fernandez. Viviane Fidelis with honors. William Flowers. Brande Fobete. Stella Anjenkeng Fongkeng. Flora Funmi with honors. Forcho. Sophia Francis with honors. Tiffany Lynette Francis with honors. Wintana Frey with honors. Jimena Gamboa with honors. Joanna Abigail Garcia. Bethlehem de Gafe Gebeyu. Niuld Mulugeta Gebru with honors. Tagaye Gelgelu with honors. Tracy Ann Glasgow. Jalissa Glover. Janelle Maria Green. Cedric V. Griffin Jr. Flora Guardado. Maria Hammerbleich with honors. Gerald Hart with honors. Jose Donil Hernandez. Karen Hilere. Devin Brian Howell. Ramatu Ibrahim Magaji. Obiageli Iyekpe. Chamaka Ikwe. Nadozie Ihezie with honors. Janelle Johnson. Bernadette Jones. Tiffany Jones. Talea Joseph. Hanul Chung with honors. Gertrude Kukande. Marcel Kwakwata with honors. Miskanau Kasal. Sidaline A. Kumbabara. Murga D. Kinea. Zumbia Khan. Papus Elliot Koti. Diana Cool Thomas. Jennifer Akua Kwache. Brandon Andrew Alexander Lammy. Michelle Lee. Tigist Leka. Claudine Gesa Macheku with honors. Isatu Mansare. Miranda Besim Butambe. Latoya McCain. Lauren Michelle Merritt with honors. Jason M. Miller. Sheila Mindat. Lily Miskanau. Najme Molei. Sarah Morin with honors. Madeline Itao Motse. Rex Mukete with honors. Telefifi Minsa. Brooktite Warku. Zenasha Rani. Yvette Mukar. David Victor Myers with honors. Christopher Eugene Neighbors. Deyi Ninya Nyong. Aliyah Nyo. Dong Vu Nguyen. Nicole Nguyen. Heather Nimley. Patrice Ami Nia with honors. Samantha Zieji. Kiflu Okumba Michael with honors. Amarachi Onuga. Sylvia Oriana Munoz. Nura Uchtati. Mbule Sone Palais. Latoya Denise Payne. Danielle Pasmino. Janet Philomena Persat. Lachman Persat with honors. Marlene Peters Lawrence. Fukfam with honors. Tir Kumar Pocarel with honors. Francesca Polignano with honors. Sandra S. Ramirez. Murphy Beelden Rash. Hirut Tesfie Rigasa. Matthew R. Riley with honors. Juti Rodriguez. Carissa Rose. Nelson Ruiz. Jane Adjoa Samdeb. Mitku Seyum. Henrietta Shangari. Neil Sheridan with honors. Christopher L. Silva. Michelle Fate Tigas. Vidushi Singh. Jericho Siskar with honors. Yahiyes Tirune. Eral Smith. Candice Blessed Stansel. Krista Stewart. Patricia Kitunda Sula. Kalkidan Tadese with honors. Yamisrach Elemu Tadese. Relindis In Taku with honors. Natia Tamliani. Christian Tane Taylor. Eveline Changa. Ephraim Takei. Meseret Tassima with honors. Amandine Togbe with honors. Miguel Teran Raful. Redie Tisfaye. Danye Demsie. Roger Vaca Gomez. Icy Rose Valenzuela. Susana Vallecios. Kelvin Andre Van. Tiffany Tawanda Vidal. Carmen Vogt with honors. Kelly L. Wagner with honors. Jumi Wale. Carolee Walker. Tierra Washington. Hailu Wedajo. Roxanne K. Wellington with honors. Rachel Michelle Wilkinson. Tanel Ashanti Williams. Abian Volta Mariam with honors. Dereje Volt Zadik. Yenehe Worku with honors. Relindis Kauna Yenguia. Viviane in Yopa with honors. Jennifer Zavala with honors. Eric Zimeke. Senate Zemene with honors. Chihu Chao. Joel Isao Garcia. Jason C. Lee. Michael Waters with honors. Mongon Yudom. Tiana Alyssa Martin. Congratulations, graduates of Tacoma Park Silver Spring.
Will the Rockville campus class of 2011 come forward?
Whitley Dowling with honors. Kione Tegodwe. Vagashri Tamakra. Gobert Chamda with honors. Lucrece Eteben Tiengwe with honors. Genesis Torres with honors. Sri Lestari Tulastono. Shushmita Upadhyaya. Monica Valencia. Mariela Valleos. Yolanda Vargas. Hannah Vidal with honors. Darren Matthew Waldron with honors. Melanie Weiser with honors. Joseph James Westrick. Corinne Elizabeth Wilhelm Glab with honors. T. Ha Win Ko with honors. Stephanie Wolf with honors. Kimani Winter. Monica Young. Paul George Zeppos. Abhishtaka Datla. Sukanya Ratmi. Dennis Ibarra with honors. Carol Smith's diploma is being received posthumously by her daughter, Carol Klein, with honors. Justin Toy Abalo. Sadia Abdul Klarir with honors. Selamit Abegaz. Michael P. Abode with honors. Annika Adams. Julie Ann Adam with honors. Robert Teta Adote. George Steps Afari with honors. Maria Alejandra Ahumada. Charlotte Ziki Akinye. Silvina Alcaron. Ariel Abarasin. Karina Alcazar with honors. Justin Aldana. Noira Vanessa Alfaro Salmoron. Andres Altamirano. Dora Alvarado with honors. Eliklim Amabli. Aaron Anderson. Lee Ya Antic with honors. Pari Aragi with honors. Sergio Aruz. Victoria Natal Arce Cordova. Alexander Arevalo. Erica Argueta. Biniam Barani Ashmelash with honors. Sarah Asadullah with honors. Mariana Aseli with honors. Koku Atiki. Michael Autry with honors. Kofi Awume. Kosi Awusu. Henok Ayenu. Adriana Ayub. Tadele Babori with honors. Matthew Baker. Mindy Barahona with honors. Maya Barber with honors. Isata Barnes. Lois Ann Barnett. Maria Belen Barriga. Obidan Basinan. Lucy Bauer with honors. Lee Melvin Bautista with honors. Alicia Marie Bean with honors. Matthew Bennett. Christopher Daniel Berbert. Maria Margaret Himpen. Gabriela Brittany Berrios. Bertrand Kangde Toku. Felusha Bathia. Amin Bilgen. Josephine Bilonga with honors. Kyle Gordon Bissett. Richard Charles Black. Jeanette Bonifaz with honors. Brian Gabriel Bonilla. Tushar Vincent Botlero. Melissa Boyer. Larissa Delameda Braga. Fabian Brown. James Michael Bryant. Heap Francis Bui. Camilo Caffey. Catherine Jane Calantonio with honors. Francine Caldera with honors. Marilyn Denisa Calderon. Roberto Calderon. Stephanie Calderon. Matt Camardi. Adam Vincent Capozzi. Nicholas Cardonas with honors. Alexander Carlier. Joel Ivan Castillo with honors. Paola Alicia Castillo with honors. Rodrigo Castro with honors. Hello, sweetie. Jansu Chidisik with honors. Veronica Cerrone. Yamu Cham. Sarah Chan with honors. Russell John Chang. Amira Sharif. Oneida A. Chavez. Yang Jin Chen with honors. Rakesh Chopte with honors. Christopher Ryan Christensen. Ada Chup. Ramatu Sise with honors. Daniel Clark with honors. Riza Claros with honors. Juan Claros. Catherine Kobla with honors. Judith Collado. Joseph Correa. Laura Craig Mason. Alan Creason with honors. Marielle Cruz. Ka Lil Couture with honors. Augusto R. De Leon. Mehdi Desalin with honors. Abraham Diallo. Luisa Beatriz Diaz. Celedonio Diaz. Olga Diwa. Ornella Sonia Doe. Senem E. Solange Doe. Natalie Domo. Fatima Jamala Dokori with honors. Brandy Jo Duffy. Teresa Marie Dunn. Fabienne R. Durand with honors. Darius Guimazer. Megan Elaine Earls. Colleen Page East. Catherine Easthope with honors. Maria Eade with honors. Lilian Eswatige. Andrea Esparza. Roxana Espinal Cruz. Erica Espinoza with honors. Yvonne Espinoza with honors. John B. Ewald with honors. Alexander Exis. Jenny Iyer with honors. Amanda Falco. Cara Falco. Debbie Phantom with honors. Muhammad Farouk with honors. Anita Cariza Fennell. Alexis Ferguson. Kadeen Foreman. Kadeen Foreman Wesley. Elena Flores. Ayoko Foley. Natalie Marie Frager. Rebecca Cecilia Frederick. Laura Antonia Freeman. Patricia Diane Freeman with honors. Paula Calva Fuentes. Manuel Alejandro Gamara. Cheng Gao with honors. Vanessa Garces. Fernanda Garcia. Nicholas Garcia. Honorine Ablavi Ngobo with honors. Joseph Paul Gentile. Carly May A. Geronimo with honors. Marcella Giron with honors. Sharita Starr Glover. Carmen Victoria Gomez. Nadine Gomez with honors. Lori Itilag. Ann Bunstein Gray with honors. Larry James Gray Sr. with honors. Katrin Lisa Green with honors. Bele Guihi. Felipe Gutierrez. Camila Guzman Valley. Juan Manuel Guzman with honors. Helia Hadavi with honors. Esther Hadotel. Andrew Foster Hall. Amanda Hammock. Odessa Harper. Yasmin Harris. Rondell Henry with honors. Carmen Hernandez. Ina Herna with honors. Jessica Lucia Herrera. Charlene Heitman. Tamara Hodge. Christine Hoover with honors. Nicholas Howard. Hung Huang. Lily Hun with honors. Nguyen Hun with honors. Michelle Isaac. Snejana Ischuk with honors. Breon Jackson. James F. Jackson. Ashkira Jayasakara. Nicole Rochelle Johnson. Sandra L. Johnson. Durson O. Jotius. Francesca Collins Jones. Jaron Brooks Jones. Javier Hovel. Christopher Kazmarek. Dolores Kadima. Anik Kamani. Mohani D. Kapali with honors. Jonathan Kapnick. Gori Kayaparuma. Roberta Lynn Kelly. George Chieri with honors. Min Kim with honors. Myung Gyo Kim with honors. Ryan Patrick King. Michelle Diane Klein with honors. Jay Kobe. Michael Koyuk. Amy Elizabeth Krintz with honors. Melanie Suzanne Kirsten. Daria Kutkovaya with honors. Moe Gui Win. Diane Lamira with honors. Jason Adam Landy. Jonathan Lapkoff. Lihia Lara. Wow, Julian Lay with honors. Jeremy LeCouilleur. Dr. Steve Leitz. Amanda Lynn Levergood. Jennifer Allison Levy with honors. Marjorie Lewis. Michelle Lewis. Wendy Lynn with honors. Mitchell G. Linares. Nadine Hall Lockhart. Kelson Patrick Logan. Anna Marie Lopez. Cara Christina Lopez. Patricia Michelle Lopez. Vicky Natalie Lopez. Maurice Lewis. Daniela Lucarat with honors. Joanna Elizabeth Luna. Amy Kwan Luong. Nokecha Franklin. Megan Brittany O'Connor. Julius Ofiaza. Samuel Olajide. Jose Eduardo Olmedo. Olu A. Oluduro with honors. Naomi Orubiyi. Lorette Oyambo. Naz Oskan. Stephanie Palazzo with honors. Miroslava Papinova with honors. Omar Para. Daniel Andrew Puri. Wuit Yi Pigyo. Deborah Pierre. Vanessa Stella Pierre-Louise. Dennis Piajo. Alexander Pilon with honors. Jasmine Chanel Picard. Brian Joseph Poole with honors. Brenda Janet Portillo with honors. Hector Portillo. Caitlin Potts. Rishal Pradhan. Teresa Price with honors. Alessandra Carino dos Santos. Alvaro Maurice Quillones. Charmaine Jane Raphael with honors. Nilofar Rami. Sakid Ram. Grecia Gloria Ramirez. Sina Ranji with honors. George Augustine Redner with honors. Andrea Reyna with honors. Angela Viviana Reyna with honors. Marcus Relacion Mackey. Bernard Risch with honors. Andrea Reyes with honors. Clarence E. Richards. Talisa G. Richards. William Evan Ricucci with honors. Jillian Nina Ritchie. Gilbert Roca. Julio R. Lusquinos. Isaac Edward Leon with honors. Balapudria Nilalakashini Dihara Mack with honors. Shelley Magnesi. Carla Alexandra Macris. Soki Makumba Arieli. Lanika Dawn Magnum with honors. Camilla Manjares. Evelyn Alexandra Marshall. Alfonso Martinez. Steve Mashke with honors. Lillian Umari Mass with honors. Emmanuel Orlando Matias. Mark Matienzo. Kelly Matsos. Robert A. Mayhew. Tyler James Mattingly. Matthew McCanty with honors. Anna McLean with honors. Caitlin McNamara. Susan Meck with honors. Luis Alexander Mendez. Wosine Merso. Diana Mesa. Brianna Nicole Mitchell. Daniel Moyes. Elisa Gina Moon. Leslie Moposita with honors. Laura Morales with honors. Yesenia Y. Morales. Stacy Morris with honors. Teriro Mukupe with honors. Imani Muleyar with honors. Ira Maria Munoz. Avril Jennifer Nasser. Deborah Nelson. Okay. Tanya Lenali Nishat. Min Tu No. Quinn Tu Nguyen. Quinn T. Nguyen. Tien Q. Nguyen with honors. Lily Nguyen Ho. Cameo L. Nicholson. Anna Belen Nicolad. Cecilia Nikolich with honors. Natasha Rodriguez. Lisette Rodriguez. Italo Romano. Mirella Monacini with honors. Elizabeth Blake Rowney. Laura Ruffner with honors. Michael Patrick Ryan. Sherlinda Sambry. Natalia Salazar with honors. James M. Salem. Herman Sama. Malit Samarasinghe. Maria Du Carmo Santana. Kristen Santiago. Lorraine Santo. Sadiqa Satterfield with honors. Sayad Jum. Kevin Schwartz. Nicholas Tremaine Orlando Scott. Joanna Marilyn Segovia. Abigail Bowes Sr. with honors. Claudina Sensano. Anisha Singh Saya. Brandy Shaw. Andrew Sheets with honors. Janu Serchan with honors. Hari Krishna Shrestha with honors. Sakura Shu with honors. Billy Trey Siegel. Deepa Singh with honors. Amel Sinokrat. Sierra Michelle Smith with honors. Jeffrey Smith. Kevin Robert Snyder. May Tan So with honors. Renata Solorzano de Sousa. Marina Sukova with honors. Eric Steigerwald with honors. Ronald Stepanek with honors. Matthew Strudwick with honors. Carolina Suspes Cortez. Andy Sylvester. Lisa Talley. Yin Ting Tang with honors. Lionel Olivier Tessa Zemo. Fandy Chu with honors. Zinnia Tercios. Lee Utterback with honors. Nabi Vallecios. Gladys Marilou Velasquez. Marilord Fontellon Villegas. Allison Andrea Voslo with honors. Jenny Wallace. Darius Weaver. Marcus Emmanuel Watley. Johnny Williams. Mary Williams. Gretchen Marie Winch with honors. Michelle Worth with honors. Melinda Yoon. Jomea Anabel Zamora. Anna Maria Joy Zimmerman with honors. Faith Elizabeth Twigg. Joanna Gauchi Laporto. And Lucas Rodriguez with honors. Congratulations, Rockville!
Graduates, in keeping with tradition at commencement, at this time, please move the tassel on your mortarboard from the right side to the left side. Woohoo! Congratulations, graduates. Now it is with great pleasure that I invite Mr. Donald Kruger, President of the Montgomery College Alumni Association, to induct the 2011 graduates as the newest members of the Montgomery College Alumni Association.
Thank you, Dr. Pollard. Good afternoon. Congratulations to all of you. On behalf of the Montgomery College Alumni Association, I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. We are proud of your accomplishments, and we know that you will continue to succeed and make a difference in our community and for our college. Please turn to the end of your program where you will find the induction pledge. Would the Montgomery College alumni who are present, including the class of 2011, please stand and join me in reading the pledge all together. I am a graduate of Montgomery College. My goals and with friends. As a graduate, I am now a member of the Montgomery College Alumni Association. In this capacity, I've earned the privilege of a mutually beneficial and lasting relationship with the college and its community. Today, I move forward to embrace the new opportunities and to meet the challenges that lie ahead. But as I do, I also recognize that my Montgomery College experience will remain forever an important part of my life. The opportunity of a Montgomery College education confers upon me a responsibility to help ensure the continued strength of this great institution. Not forget this responsibility. I am a graduate of Montgomery College. Class of 2011, it gives me great pride to welcome you to the Alumni Association and confer upon you all of the rights and privileges of membership. Congratulations. We look forward to working with you, and this is a great-looking class, I want to tell you. We encourage you to stop by the alumni tent, either on your way to or from the reception. And again, congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us today, each and every one of you. And again, my special congratulations to my first class of Montgomery College graduates. Please stay and celebrate the success of your graduates at the reception across the street in the other tent. Please stand and remain, please stand and remain at your seat for the academic recessional. Thank you.